Hey everyone, welcome back to another video tutorial. In today's video tutorial, we will be looking at how to implement a daily register or daily attendance within our Google Classroom platform. Now, I am currently in my Google Classroom area in the classwork section. Now, in the classwork section is where I will add the daily attendance information that will be accessible to the students once it has been produced. Now, the first thing that I want to do is to select the option that says create, and then in our drop down box I want to first indicate the topic that I am using. So for this it will be daily attendance or daily register. Once that has been completed, we can go ahead and select our add option. This would add this topic within our classwork area. The next thing that we want to do is to insert a question that asks whether or not our students were present on the specific date on which the attendance will be collected. So I will select create, and then this time it is the question. Now our question can either be the date that the register is collected or the specific question that you want to ask the students. In my case, I will use a date for the question area, and then the instruction would contain our actual question. So October 8th, here today, are you present? Or the question would be based on the we would want the students to indicate by selecting a multiple choice option, which would be 1, and this would be yes. If they did not select yes, then automatically we would know that they were not present for this class. So we go ahead and select the section that has short, then the option would be yes, I am here. Once that has been completed, we move to our right section, which contains our classes that we can make this question available to, as well as the students. Now, the only class that I need this register for now is my online class, and then it would be all students within that class. In the grade category, there are some instances where we won't see this if we did not make the changes within our class setting, then the grade category would not be visible here. However, if we made adjustments within our class settings on the stream area, then we would be able to see this. If we are able to see the grade category in this section, please ensure that the no category is selected, as well as the points changed to ungraded. The reason for this is because this question is not a test question, but rather to collect data to indicate that our students were present for the class. Now, in the due date would be the date for which the students are allowed to make their submission. This is the cutoff date that they are allowed to make their information be available to the teacher. So I will go ahead and select the due date, and I will make it match with the date that I have for the question. So this is October 8th, and then the time, the cutoff time that the students will be allowed to complete this. So let's say 9 p.m. for the time. Our class would have been maybe from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So 9 p.m. would be the cutoff time for which they are able to access this question. And then once completed, we would be able to see the topic section. Please again ensure that the topic match the data that is here, and the topic that we created was daily. For the class summary, the only thing that we want is to indicate and to realize the students that were present. So in this case, I will go ahead and deactivate that selection. Now, seeing that this register is due today, I can go ahead and select the ask option, and then pop-up appears based on the grading category. We go ahead and select ask, and automatically, once posted, the students are now able to access this until 9 p.m. Another option that we could use is the schedule, which would normally be used for a later date or a later time. So again, we select the create option, and then we could either select a question or we could reuse this post. So we select the option that says reuse, and we locate the one of the register information and then select reuse. There are some instances where you see the classes before you can see the folder. Okay, so the template, a part of the template is currently here. So we have the question with the date as well as the question that the students would respond to. For the date, I am going to go ahead and change that to maybe the 9th. At the 9th, and then in this section, again, ensure grade category is no category, points ungraded, and the due date will be changed to the 9th. And again, our class may have been 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we change the cutoff time, or the time that the class ends, which is 9. Again, please ensure that your topic is the daily attendance. Now, we don't want to ask this question as yet because the date is not yet, and as a result, we would want to schedule this for this date. So we would go ahead and select the arrow and the option that says schedule. Again, if we have a grade category, we have a first pop-up and then we select in our schedule question area. Our second pop-up box would indicate the date that we want the students to see this question, and it is again October 9th, and then the time that this question would be made available to them. So this is the time that the beginning of the class rather. So again, it was 8 p.m. So we changed this to 8, and then please ensure that so that is for the 9th. And as you can see the difference, one is activated while the other is grayscaled. This would indicate that this one has been posted and released for the students to access, whereas the second option, the students does not currently have any access or privilege to see what's happening here, so they will have to wait until the scheduled time, which is tomorrow at 8 p.m. A third example I'm using, so again we select repost, and in some cases we would see the class before we can see the folder, and our class in this case is online class, and then we select the daily attendance, and it's any one of the dates in that daily attendance, and then we select reuse. Oh, I did not make the selection, so select that and then I reuse. Okay, once that pops up, again we change the date, so I will move this to the following week, and again no category ungraded, the date is selected, so it's October 12th, and then the cutoff time would be 9 p.m. and it's under the heading daily attendance. Once that has been completed, category pops up and we select 8 matches back with the 12, and as you can see they use the date, the time from the last template, which is 8 p.m. and that is correct, so we go ahead and select schedule. The reason why I did not use the draft option is because some of the times the teacher may forget that they had the attendance in draft mode, and as a result they might, for whatever reason, forget that it's there, and then some confusion may pop up. So we either use the ask option or to schedule for the date that we want it to appear to the students. Now in the next section we will identify how is it that we are able to access the students' responses in the different areas for the classroom. So those section would be the classwork area or the grades section. Once our students have completed the registration form, the teacher is able to access this information. The first location that they register. Once in this area, we would locate the topic under which we have the register, which is daily attendance, and then we would be able to select which of the days that we want to see the students who were present. Now I will select the one that is currently active, and once I select that, I receive the drop down listing which gives detail regarding that registration list. So to my right, I am able to see the subheadings turned in as well as assigned, and if I want to view the students, I can click any of these, or I can click the option that says view question. Once I select that, I am in the area to indicate the register information to see who turned in the or who rather submitted their names for the register. If I click on turn in, then I am also able to see the listing of those students who ticked that they were present today. So this is one way that we are able to see the information regarding the student register. Now if I return to the classroom and I go to grade, I am also able to see that in a listing as to those who turned in regards to the registration. Again, I can click either the student's name, or I click in the area that says turn in, the three icons, and I can view submission. Once I click on the view submission, I am able to see the individual students who turn in their registration information. So if I click on these, then it would outline that these submitted their data. So this is one way that we can prepare or register for our students to complete as it relates to our online class. In our next video tutorial, we will look at a second option that we can use in order to complete the registration process for our students. Thank you so very much for tuning in to this tutorial.